Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Yeah, hi, this is Ron from Cleveland, and just wanted to call in and talk a little bit about the game against the Ravens. I noticed the stadium had a different feel. There was electricity in the air, and it just seemed different. The Browns played great football. The defense was swarming. Deshaun Watson is looking more at home in the backfield. We got Nick 20 carries. We know what happens when that happens. DPJ is probably on the verge of turning the corner to become an elite wide receiver in the NFL. David Njoku, solid as a rock. Cooper, open when we needed him open. Deshaun with his legs when we needed him to run. He was there and picked up some big chunks. He's making great decisions, and really the only thing I'm sorry for is that we had to wait 11 games to get him back. I have a good feeling that next year the Browns are going to be a force. The way the defense played, I haven't seen Denzel Ward play that good in a long time. He was intercepting the ball. He was making some great open field tackles. The whole team just seemed like they were playing different football than I've seen them play all year long. And as a Browns fan, what I'm living for is to see the boys get to the big show. And it could be our year next year. I know I say that every year, but it could be our year next year. Love the Browns, love your show, and as always, Cleveland Browns, woo!
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. G. Bush, what about the vibe? Was there a different vibe down, around First Energy Stadium?
Yeah, here's why I'll say it was a different vibe. I've said it was cold as heck out there, and we were out there over at 92.3 The Fan. We're doing the pregame show. We're down there 4 hours and 4.5 hours before kickoff, all the way up to kickoff. And I'll tell you what, there were so many people that came around and just were excited to get to the stadium. It was surprising because this game was a game that, guess what? There wasn't much to play for, right? The Browns had like a 2% chance to go to the playoffs. But this is a game in which you look at this thing. These guys were excited. The fans had a buzz. People were enthusiastic. And I think it was the 4 o'clock atmosphere where it was kind of snowing, but it was just classic football weather. It was one of those games where you've always imagined as a fan where the Cleveland Browns have home field advantage. A team from Kansas City or San Diego has to come into First Energy Stadium, and it's cold, it's blustery, and it's one of those games that, you're going to have to come in and win and earn. And then for the first time, it was almost as if we had the advantage because we knew that we had a guy that was better than their other guy. And it was the first time we got to see Deshaun Watson here in the home stadium. And I think that energy and that buzz when he hit his first couple throws, people were just like, oh, let's go. Let's get it going, man. And it was a different type of energy. And I think the energy comes from the believability. Sometimes you can have a quarterback, and that quarterback can be playing well, super well, but you just don't believe it. You don't think like if we had to go play Mahomes today, we don't believe that we're up to snuff. They got a quarterback for lack of better terms that they believe it. They believe that once he gets it going and everything is figured out, that they're going to have one of the better quarterbacks in the league and they can play against anybody. And I think that's the electricity that was transferred to the people in the stands, and it was what made it that palatable that night.